Dear students, we all have learned that population explosion is the major problem in our country, and it is very necessary to control this population, otherwise living standard of our country people can't be improved. Now, how we can control this overgrowing population or the population explosion? This can be controlled by using contraceptives. Now, what are contraceptives? Contraceptives are those devices or those methods which are used to prevent conception or to prevent pregnancy without interfering the reproductive health of an individual. There are a number of contraceptive methods available to us, but before discussing their types, we have to discuss first what should be the features of an ideal contraceptive. An ideal contraceptive should have some features like it should be user friendly. User friendly means it should be comfortable to use or it should be easy to use method. It should not be any complicated type of device or method that the user is finding difficult to use. Second is it should not have any side effects on in or her body. There are number of contraceptive methods which are actually hormonal preparations or they have some chemicals in them. But these chemicals or these hormones should not have any effect or side effect on the body of the user. This should be the feature of that chemical contraceptive. Next is reversible. The contraceptive method can be called as reversible only when if the couple is going to stop the use of that particular contraceptive and the female is able to conceive again. Means a sort of temporary method should be there. This should be a sort of temporary method which can help the couple to maintain gap between the children and also it can help them to add more members to their family whenever they require. So it should be reversible method. Next, efficient. The contraceptive should be efficient. In what sense we can say that it is efficient? So, why we are using the contraceptive method? It is used to prevent the conception. If the contraceptive method that a particular individual is using, that method is helping the couple to prevent the conception, to prevent that pregnancy, then only we can call that it is an effective method or efficient method. Next point is it should be easily available. There are number of contraceptive methods, but the availability of those contraceptive methods should be also, it also matters, means the couple should be able to easily avail from the nearby areas. And one star point for contraceptive methods if they are having it. This is protection against STDs. The main purpose of using contraceptive method is to prevent conception. But it can be possible that the contraceptive may have a feature that it is helping the couple to protect them from the STDs. So, if the contraceptive is possessing this point or this feature, this is actually an additional star point for that contraceptive. Okay, so all these features should be in a contraceptive and then only it is considered that it is an ideal contraceptive. The contraceptive methods can be classified as natural and artificial. Here in this lecture we are going to discuss the natural methods of contraception. What are natural methods? In natural methods, there is no external device, there is no synthetic material or method or religious sanction is used to prevent the conception or the pregnancy. Means all the natural processes of our body, they are utilized to prevent this pregnancy. So what are these different natural methods? What are the base that is behind the contraception method? Let's first of all discuss the periodic abstinence. I have written here the three different types of natural methods. First of all, we will discuss the periodic abstinence. This periodic abstinence method is based on the ovulation period of the female. First of all, let's remind that we all have studied the menstrual cycle, and we know that on 14th day of menstrual cycle, ovulation takes place. Means from ovary, the secondary oocyte, or you can call the ovum, is released, and it, after releasing, it reaches in the fallopian tube. And if the sperm center in the female body, then it is possibility is there that the sperm and egg can fuse together and they can form zygote and pregnancy can be established. But because we are discussing the contraceptive methods, that means we don't want that pregnancy should be established. So we have to keep in mind the 14th day of menstrual cycle. This is the first thing, that ovulation period is 14th day. Second is this ovum or this secondary oocyte, it will remain in the fallopian tube after ovulation for 48 hours. 48 hours period is for this ovum to be there, and after that it will degenerate. And we also have to keep in mind that the menstrual cycle is totally controlled by hormones, and concentration of these hormones can deviate. There are 100% females, they don't have regular menstrual cycles. They experience fluctuations of hormones in their body, and that's why because of this fluctuating hormonal concentration, it will also make the ovulation day or this maturation of these follicles, it may vary from female to female. So if we are going to assure ourselves that only the egg is going to be available only on the 14th day, and let's add 2 more days, 15 and 16 days, 14, 15 and 16. These days of our menstrual cycle, they are unsafe, then we are wrong in this way. Why we are wrong? Because as I have told you that because of hormonal fluctuations, the ovulation day can vary from female to female. So it is said that 10 to 17 days of menstrual cycle, they should be considered unsafe period. Unsafe means unsafe in the sense of establishing this pregnancy. If the female doesn't want to conceive, in that case the couple have to prevent intercourse or the physical relationship in these days. 10 to 17 days are unsafe periods for the intercourse if the couple don't want to have child. So this is periodic abstinence, which is also called as rhythm method. This is totally based on the ovulation period of the menstrual cycle. 10 to 17 days of menstrual cycle are known as the fertile period. If female want to conceive, then it is very important to have intercourse during these days. And if the female don't want to conceive, then she should avoid intercourse during 10 to 17 days. So this is periodic abstinence. Next is withdrawal method. Withdrawal method is based on the fact that the man ejaculates sperms in female body, and the penis, which is the inseminating organ, it can be withdrawn before ejaculation. Then it is possible that the sperms are not going to enter in female body. Withdrawal method, it involves withdrawing the penis, which is inseminating organ, from the female body before ejaculation process. Just before ejaculation process, if the male is going to withdraw his penis, then the sperms are not going to enter in female, and this can prevent the conception. Third is lactational amenorrhea. Amenorrhea means lack of menstrual cycle, and lactation word I am here using for the lactation period means the milking period, when after birth of child the mother is feeding her baby on her milk. That is the lactation period. Menstrual cycle, you know, it involves maturation of follicles and then release of that egg or the secondary oocyte, and then reaching up to the fallopian tube. All these things are in the menstrual cycle. But if the menstrual cycle is not taking place, that means the follicles are not maturing, egg is not released, and it is not present in the fallopian tube on the 14th day. It is observed that during intense lactation period, means immediately after the childbirth and up to 4 to 5 months, or you can say 6 months in average female, it has been observed that during this lactation period, when she is feeding her child on her milk, menstruation cycle does not take place. Why doesn't take place? Because actually there is interaction of prolactin hormone. We know that this lactation period is totally controlled by the prolactin hormone, which is responsible for secretion of milk. And when the prolactin is secreted and it is helping the mother to feed her young one, in that case this prolactin is detected by anterior pituitary receptors, which are now not going to release follicle stimulating hormone. This follicle stimulating hormone is the same hormone which will help in maturation of follicles in the ovary. So if the prolactin is releasing, there is no release of FSH, and if FSH is not releasing, there is no maturation of follicles, and therefore there is no release of ovum. So it is a safe period for the mother, lactating mother, that she can have this safe period to avoid the pregnancy during heavy lactation time. But again, as I am saying, that the menstrual cycle or the secretion of milk, all these things are controlled by the hormones, and hormone concentration can fluctuate, it can deviate, and this deviation from normal concentration can also make the ovary to start production of the or the maturation of the follicles and production of that egg. Female is not aware that what is going inside her body, and it may be possible that she is not expecting any pregnancy during this lactation period, but she may get pregnant because the ovary has started maturing its follicles, and maybe the ovulation period has started in her. So this is actually a risky type of method. Actually all these are risky methods. We can't say that they are efficient or effective methods. They are not 99% or 100% methods, safe methods to control the pregnancy. But because there is plus point for these all natural methods is that because we are not using any external device or any chemical, so there are no side effects on all because of all these methods on the couple. So these are the three different types of natural methods which are actually based on our natural processes. So I hope this lecture is clear to you.